everyone, welcome back, or if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. My name is Risa, and I was a makeup artist for more than 20 years before becoming a full-time content creator here on YouTube. And once in a while, I like to do a full face of one brand. And today I'm going to show you how I got this pinky, corally, spring-summer makeup look using a full face of L'Oreal makeup. This video is not sponsored. These are all products that I have purchased myself over time, although I did receive this mascara in a PR package. So without any further ado, if you would like to see how I achieved this makeup look, then please keep watching. I started by prepping my eyes with a little concealer to neutralize any discoloration on my lids. And then I set that lightly with a little powder. And then I added some tape to use as my guide. This is extremely helpful if you have hooded and or downturned eyes. And something I've been doing a lot lately is carving out the underneath portion of my brows, again, to use the shape as my guide for the eyeshadow. I have found that I can't completely fill in my brows before applying my makeup because I inevitably will remove most, if not all, of my work when I apply the foundation. And for my eyeshadow, I am using the L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted eyeshadow palette. I'm using a mid-tone neutral brown shade to start. I had not used this palette in quite a long time, and I clearly forgot how pigmented the shades are. And this one went on a lot more pigmented than I expected. So after placing the first eyeshadow in my outer corners and beginning to blend into my crease, I then took a fluffy blending brush and spent a pretty good amount of time blending out that shade so it wasn't so dark. Then I used the same exact shade with a much smaller brush and placed that on the outer corners of my eyes, creating a V shape. This is a pretty standard way that I do my eyes. I just find it to be the most flattering to my eye shape. Then I picked up the ivory shade from the palette and placed that underneath the arch of my brow. And I also used that to once again blend out the first shade of eyeshadow to really make sure there were no harsh lines between the eyeshadow colors. And then for my lid, I picked up one of the shimmer shades with my finger and patted that onto my mobile eyelid. It's at this point I realized that I did not have a black eyeshadow from L'Oreal, so I decided to use their voluminous eye pencil. And as you can see here, I smudged a little bit onto my hand and then attempted to just pick it up with a brush. However, if you're going to recreate this look, you can just go right in with the eyeliner. What I ended up doing is just smudging it out with the brush. You just want to have a very smoky line, which is why I did it this way. If I had a L'Oreal black eyeshadow, I probably would have just used that. Now it's time to gently remove the tape, curl my lashes, and then I applied the Panorama mascara. As you can see, this mascara does give a lot of length, but I don't find that it gives a whole lot of volume, unfortunately. Moving on to the face, I used one of my all-time favorite oil controlling primers. This is the 24-hour matte setter. I applied this all over my face because I do get oily all over. And then for my foundation, I used an oldie but a goodie, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. This offers medium buildable to full coverage that lasts all day. As you can see, I am applying it with a brush. This one is the 101 from BK Beauty. For concealer, I used the Infallible Full Wear. And by the way, all of the shade numbers and or names will be listed down below in the description box of the video. This is another product I had not used in a while and clearly forgot how pigmented or concentrated it is. And I used a little bit too much. So here I am blending it out with my finger, but then I continued blending with a brush. Now this is where things went a little off the rails. I found this concealer in a clearly very dark shade in my collection, so I thought, I've seen this done before, why don't I try to use this as a contour? And it probably would have worked great as a contour had it not been way too dark for my skin tone, because you can see that things are getting pretty muddy looking. But not to worry, we are going to fix it. I'm just using some powder and a triangle puff and kind of cleaning up and lightening up some of that muddiness. So it's starting to look better, and then for some unknown reason I decided that I was going to still go in with a bronzer. This is the Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer, and in hindsight, this was a mistake. Then it was time to fill in my brows with the pencil. This is the Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Dark Blonde. And then to set my brows, I tried for the very first time a new 24-hour brow lamination. So far, I'm really liking this. It reminds me a lot of the high-end brow laminating products I own. I honestly think that if you had told me this was by Patrick Ta or Makeup by Mario, I would have completely believed you. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm taking a little bit of a brown shimmer from the palette and applying that underneath my lower lashes from corner to corner. And then I took a little bit of the shimmering ivory beige shade in the upper right corner and applied that to my tear ducts and directly underneath the arch of my eyebrow. Okay, I was super excited to try this Lumi blush. This is the shade Glowy Gold Pink. As you can see, this has little to no color. I was not expecting that. I purchased it online, sight unseen. I never tried a tester. I had not seen any swatches online yet. So I decided I was going to see if I could build up the color with another layer. And it does build up, but just a little bit. I would say this is more of a highlighting product than a blush. So I'm going to wait until these are available in store and I'm able to swatch some of the other shades in order to give this product a true rating. And if you know me at all, you know that I'm a blush girl, so I had to go in with a little bit of powder blush because the other blush had little to no color. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear in this shade Coral. Moving on to the lips. Unfortunately, the only L'Oreal lip liner I had turned out to be too brown for this look, so I'm using one non-L'Oreal product in this video. It is from Milani. It is the Color Statement lip liner in the shade Spice. For my lipstick, I'm using the shade Worth It. And then to complete the lip combo, I'm using the Infallible Pro Gloss Plump. This is the shade 606 Mauve Glow. And to lock down the look, I'm using the brand new Infallible 3-Second Setting Mist. I did start off this video wanting to show you this brand new highlighter that just came out, but unfortunately, Ulta often does a horrible job at packing up fragile products. So this is how mine arrived, all busted up. And unfortunately, it's not available in stores yet, so I can't even go exchange it. So here's the finished look in both studio light and in natural light. I never use any type of blurring or filters on my videos, I swear. There always seems to be someone asking that in the comments, and I cannot say it enough. I would never use any sort of filter or blurring on my YouTube videos, ever. So before I close out this video, I do want to briefly share my thoughts on the new products I tried in this video. First up was the brow lamination. I like it. I think the wand is a good size. It's a good length. It did brush up and tame my brows. It remains to be seen if this will hold up all day long. What I'll do is I'll put a caption on the screen right here letting you know my thoughts. I definitely think as of now it's just as good as the high-end brow laminating products that I've tried. The other new-ish product was the Panorama Mascara. I don't know really how new this actually is, but it's new-ish and I like it. I'm not crazy about it. I wouldn't go out of my way to recommend it, but it's not bad. The Lumi Liquid Blush. I think I need to try out some other shades to really give it a full critique or review, because this particular shade, I knew it was going to be glowy, but I didn't realize it was going to be more of just a kind of glowy blush topper or more like a highlighting blush. It's beautiful though. I really think that I will use it in the way I did before applying any powder blush on top. I do prefer this look for, going out to lunch or to dinner or to an event, but if I were just running out the door to do some errands and I just wanted to put on a little skin tint, some mascara, lip balm, I can definitely see myself taking a little bit of this, dotting it on and patting it in like I did in the demo and giving my cheeks a little bit of color and a little bit of a glow. I really don't feel like it emphasized my texture. And if you recall, I did powder first. I don't tend to put a lot of powder on my cheeks at all. I tend to focus it through my T-zone, and then as you saw, to clean up the bronzer or contour that was a little bit too dark and muddy, I used powder through here, but I typically don't put much on the cheeks. There might have been a little bit there, but regardless, this went over it just fine. I don't feel like it lifted or even messed up any of the makeup underneath it. And then the final new product that I use is the 3-second setting mist. This went viral on TikTok. Everybody is raving about it, showing how they've dipped their faces in water and nothing has come off, how it's lasted for 10, 12, 18, 24 hours. And this was not actually my first time using this. I've tried it a couple of times before because I knew a lot of people would be very, very curious about this in particular because it did go viral on other social media platforms. I feel like I'm spraying hairspray on my face. Now, some people, I've heard, think that way about the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I've never felt that way. I don't feel like it's super sticky at all. This goes on literally as if you were taking a can of hairspray and applying it to your face, and it is quite sticky for the first minute or so. It's been several minutes since I sprayed this, and I don't feel the stickiness anymore, but I do still smell it, and it doesn't smell that great. Again, this is just my opinion. I feel like a lot of people do truly, genuinely love this product, and I do think that it works. I do think that it helps to make your makeup transfer proof. I mean, look at that. Nothing. Not even the blush. Not even the blush is coming off on this white tissue. So it works. You just have to get past the initial stickiness and the scent. So that'll do it for this full face of L'Oreal. If you did enjoy this video, found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider doing so. All you need to do is just hit that subscribe button and you'll become a part of the Risa Does Makeup family. I do post new content at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me over on Instagram and on TikTok. My username on all of those platforms is Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.